The Good Life is a life simulator adventure game released in 2021 on PC, PS4, Xbox One, and Nintendo Switch. The game reminded me a lot of Deadly Premonition, and I later found out it was made by Swery, who did Deadly Premonition and Dark Dreams Don't Die. The story follows an American journalist named Naomi Hayward who is in millions of dollars of debt. She is sent to a small town in England named Rainy Falls, which is said to have a big secret that no one outside of it knows about. When she arrives, she is given a house to live in and learns that on the nights of a full moon or new moon, the residents transform into cats and dogs. A villager is murdered not too long after, and Naomi tries to solve the mystery, hoping to make a lot of money in return. Like I said in the beginning, the game reminded me a lot of Deadly Premonition. It has a huge world to explore, life stats to keep an eye on, and is full of weird characters. The gameplay has many aspects to it. Naomi lives in a house in Rainy Falls. In there, she can change her clothes, check tutorials, take a shower, cook, and upload photos to her Flamingo account, which is basically Instagram. The general stats to keep an eye on are her hunger and cleanliness meter. Being hungry can make her sick, and not being clean makes prices in the shops go up because she smells bad. For her hunger, she can either cook for herself or get food from a restaurant. She only knows a limited amount of recipes, and she learns more as she eats them in restaurants. After she learns the town's secret, that the residents turn into cats and dogs, Naomi also gains the ability to change forms. She can become a cat or a dog, and both have their own advantages. The dog has more stamina, can mark her territory, dig items out of the ground, and go through trash bins for items. The cat can jump higher, hunt small animals, and can also climb up buildings to get on top of the roof. Naomi can later get a sheep that she rides around on, which moves fast and doesn't use her stamina. There are many ways to make money, one of the main ones being photography. Flamingo is a site similar to Instagram, and you can upload photos you take on there. Each like gives you 1 cent, and every day there are buzzwords which tell you what type of subject will give you the most likes. You can also excavate in mines for materials and pick up items around the area to sell for money. There is a garden outside of Naomi's house where you can plant seeds and grow plants to either use for cooking and crafting or selling. The townspeople are all eccentric and unique with their own schedules for where they'll be during the day. They're pretty much all weird as hell, but they grow on you, and I found myself caring about them as I neared the end of the story. They'll have side quests for you, which unlock more areas and also earn you money. They'll also have side quests for you, which unlock more areas and also earn you money. Making money in this game is extremely hard though. The rewards you get from completing side quests don't give you much money in return, and most items you sell aren't worth a lot. Earning money in the game is hard in general, and it's very difficult to craft stuff as well. One of the game's biggest downfalls is how difficult and tedious everything is. The world is also huge but feels very empty. You can't go into most buildings, and the roads everywhere never have anyone traveling on them. It would have been better if the world was smaller, or if there were more places to explore and buildings to go into. Even Naomi's house has rooms that you're not able to go inside of. There isn't a lot you can do in her house, even when you upgrade it. Traveling can also be a pain if you're moving as a human. Being a cat or dog or riding a sheep makes it a lot faster. Scattered around the map are shrines that you can activate that let you teleport to other shrines. You can also teleport home from the world map, but it uses up hours of energy. The nearest shrine to Naomi's house is up the hill and past some walls, and I wish there was a closer one. If you don't watch her health and hunger while wandering, she can get sick, which cuts her stamina down. You'll have to go to the local vet, who also sees humans, to be treated, and it costs about $100 every time. So, there is a lot to do in this game. There's a ton of customization and life simulation mechanics, and it's a lot of fun, but at the same time, I think a lot of people will say it's too lacking, and it is. You have to be someone who's a big fan of Swery to look past this game's flaws. The story isn't very strong and doesn't make sense most of the time, but it was good enough for me, and then a lot of the gameplay is just tedious. It was originally a Kickstarter project and one that I wish I'd known about so I could have backed it. When I say that the story is weird and doesn't make sense most of the time, I mean the story is really weird and doesn't make sense most of the time.
Yeah.
I like this game, but I can't really recommend it unless you go in with very low expectations. It's like a lighter version of Deadly Premonition, and it isn't for kids despite how it looks. There's a bit of swearing and alcoholism, drinking contests being one of the weird minigames. The achievements are ridiculously hard to get, and it's frustrating to complete most of the side quests. For some reason, I loved and hated this game. I will go back to play it and attempt to get more achievements, but I can't say I won't be angry while doing it. Thank you for watching the video. Leave a like if you liked it, subscribe if you want to see more content. Let me know if you played this and or Deadly Premonition, what your opinions on them are. Thank you to my patrons on Patreon. I'm so glad people want to support me. Feel free to check out my Patreon, my Redbubble, my WhatsApp if you want to help support me so that way I don't have to go to England and get a job to pay back my debt. Thank you for watching.